Hey everybody, and welcome to day 14 and 15 of SSS VEDA and or VEDA. I've been really sick lately. I think since my last video I've revived the plague that I had. I feel like death. As you can tell, I'm not really looking like myself, so that's kind of crappy and I feel really shitty. Congested, coughing, so much fun. So forgive me if I cough during this recording. It's gonna be ugly. Alright, so day 14's question was, what do you love about your job? So as many of you know, I'm the senior social media marketing manager for a Canadian-based software company whose scope is global. We have offices all over the world and clients all over the world. And I love what I do overall. It's cool. I love social media and I love digital marketing, and it allows me to be creative because I get to add my input into the campaigns that we run, and you know, I can give a different perspective on something that could be really corporate because our clientele generally is B2B, so it's business to business. We don't sell to consumers specifically. So for that reason, sometimes the communications that they would expect to be sent out on social media can be sometimes drab. But I have the ability to change that, and I have the ability to say, hey, you know what? We're sharing this on social media. We can have a little bit more fun with this, and maybe we can take this direction, or move in this way when sharing this content online, which is really great. And it definitely allows for a little, it makes it a little less corporate, which is kind of neat, and I really like that about what I do. I also like interacting with our partners and our clients online. That's always fun. They always get a major kick out of it when we respond to them, or send them messages or do cool stuff with them online, which is really awesome. So yeah, those are some of the things that I love about my job. It's fun, and I also have the opportunity to add a not so conservative perspective to B2B marketing, which is kind of neat. And day 15 of SSS VEDA is the topic for day 15 is we're at the halfway point, and what have we learned so far? Well, I've learned a few things, especially about this process. One would be that this isn't easy. Dedicating the time to do this hasn't been, the easiest thing to do. When I'm in the office early, like today, for example, and most days, it's a little easier because I have that little bit of quiet time before, I buckle down and get into my work day. Where at home or on the weekends, when I have all these things to do and all these errands to run and, family to see, it's a little more difficult. I find that I'm not so ready to pop out the iPhone and start taking video, which is really interesting. I've also learned that I'm trying to be very dedicated to this process, which is interesting to say the least, because usually, I kind of give up on things like this after like 4 or 5 days. And so I feel like I've been doing pretty good, minus the like 3-day gaps where I have to create one video to cover all 3. And I've also learned that it's not easy for me to create the accompanying blog posts, which is something that I'd hoped to do. If I'm dedicating my time to this, it's gonna not allow for the time to create the blog post that's gonna accompany this. Although I would have liked to have been able to do that. Something else that I learned is that I'm okay with not constantly editing myself. I feel that, before this process and before my approach to this process, which is another thing altogether, I was always worried about editing and how I sound, how I look, what have I done, what have I put out there, where this process has allowed me to be a little bit less concerned about those things and maybe a little more transparent and authentic, which is, different. People who know me personally know that, I'm very authentic. I'll say what's on my mind. I'm, not afraid to share my thoughts. But generally speaking, when it comes to social media as a whole, I tend to filter myself a little, and I try to filter down because maybe I think I might be too intense, or, I would never want to offend anybody. So I always think about what it is that I'm going to write, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But it has definitely affected, I would say, some of the authenticity of me. Right? So in SSS VEDA, I've learned that I can be authentic and I can be me, and I don't really need to filter as much, which is really great. So what you guys are seeing is me. You're seeing 100% unfiltered because I'm not editing, I'm not re-recording. Whatever I put out there is out there, and that's it. So here it is. This is, day 15 of SSS VEDA, and those are the things that I've learned. How about you guys? Have you been participating in any of the VEDA projects? What have you guys learned? Feel free to post your comments below, and you can follow me at cpantazis on Twitter. And I guess that's it. It was nice talking to you guys. I hope you have a good day. Bye.